I hope I'm not wrong, but I know I'm not wrong. God has given me the wisdom. I'm right. And this is a sign to show that he's real. Something just happened. Somebody just passed away. I'm not sure who it is. I think I know. I don't even know if they passed away, but they're on their way. Something just happened. And that was God letting me know to let you know your time is coming. Something just happened. And by 12 o'clock tomorrow, all of you will be gone. And I'm not talking about the city of Finley. I'm talking about the four individuals who were abusing my niece. Five. That's why God let me get five things. Those five. My niece, my grandma, her husband, Jessica. Jessica's first. That's why when I seen her name when I went to my room yesterday, she's first. And it just happened. And that's to show y'all because y'all were mocking me. Y'all were mocking me and saying that I was lying. So God wants to show you since you wanted to mock me and mock him. So that's why the rest of you four are left because he wants to show you I'm telling the truth and to let you know your time is coming. You have hours. You don't have days. You have hours. And he got me staying at Marathon. I'm at the Hancock right now. I was right about Marathon. They're the reason why this fucking town is so fucked up. If your kid got bullied, beat up, anything that happened bad to your family, it was because of Marathon. They were the corporate behind this shit. That's why I've been being harassed. They were paying to have me harassed. That's why he got me staying right next to motherfucking, right next to him. The city mission is going to burn down. Fire. Remember that day when we was in the city mission and the fire alarm went out and y'all thought y'all were being funny? No, that was a God telling you to do that to warn me to get the fuck out of there because that bitch is going to burn down. Something is going to happen at the Boogie on Main. But if he's not going to get all of you, he's only going to get some of you. So next week, that's what God said by he meant by sending a spirit. This next week, there's going to be a lot of deaths. Why do you guys keep hearing ambulances? Because every time I go live, he's killing somebody or hurting them or harming them. That's why you keep hearing ambulances every time I go live. It's to show you that he's real, but he's getting rid of people. So for the next 6 days, that's what's going to be going on here. Death. Everybody's dying. It started, yes, wait, when was 7 days? 7 days would have been what? Today's 6 days, so it would have been Thursday. So death started happening yesterday. And it's not even just here, it's everywhere. I can't even say just Finley. It's everywhere. So for the next 6 days, he's about to get rid of a lot of people just to show you that he's real. And I'm not making this shit up because you wanted to laugh and mock and ha ha ha. Now he's about to show you that I'm not lying. Yes. So it just happened. That means Jessica is no longer alive. She overdosed. How would I know that? I've been nowhere near her. She overdosed. You guys probably don't even know yet. I'm assuming that you don't even know yet. Oh, you're about to get that phone call. And guess who it's going to be calling you? God. Yeah. So 44, I'm right. You're about to get that call. You're about to get that call. That's fine. That shit don't hurt my feelings because you're about to see I'm not lying. These next 7 days, a lot of you sons of bitches are going to be dying. And then if he doesn't get all of you, the final finale, boom, explosion. None of you are going to survive. None of you. He said, not even an ant. So you can laugh all you want. So many names will be on that list. Yes. You can laugh and mock me all you want. Oh, he did give me the corn. Okay, I made that up. He did give me the corn. I have a lot going on. Okay, so corn is okay. But I said he did give me the corn. One, two, three, four. Yeah. Yeah. So God said to open your Bibles, go to church, and follow him the next couple days, and you won't go to hell. But you're still gonna die anyway. So you're not really doing good to live. You're doing good to not go to hell. Because you're not gonna live. Doesn't matter how much money you got. You said you can run, but you can't fucking hide. I'm allowed. Mm-hmm. Grown as hell. I'm dating God. I can do whatever I want. That's who I'm in a relationship with. I'm dating God. In case y'all didn't know, that's my husband. And that's a real thing. And that's why he encouraged us to be nuns. Because when you're a nun, you're literally dating God. And he will take care of you. That's why. Hmm. That's why he wants us to wait till marriage. Because when we wait till marriage, we're saving ourselves for him. And that's why the devil fights so hard for us with the temptation. And this is why the world looks like it is. And this is why social media is the way it is. And why these kids are growing up so fast. That's the devil. Even look at how kids dress now. We used to look like kids. They're wearing fucking crop tops in middle school. That's the devil. Mhm. And my dad has cancer. That's why he's been having parties. But that's not even how he's going to die. He's not going to die from cancer. He hasn't told anybody this. I don't think he's told anybody in the family. I don't think anybody knows. That's why he's been having birthday parties because he knows his time is coming. But he thought he was going to pass away from cancer. No, that's not going to die. I could tell you, which I already told you, and you could probably even think that you're going to prevent it from happening. That's what you call it is the one movie, but you're not going to be able to prevent it. God's still going to make it happen. He said you can run, but you can't hide. So yeah. Oh, and if you thought you were going to run, you're not going to get anywhere. And if you try to run, he's going to lock you up and put you in prison for what you did because he knows everything you did and he has evidence. Oh, I know you've been molesting my little sister for years. That's what's wrong with her. I know you've been molesting my little sister. That was never a lie. I've been lying for 10/26. Oh my God. Yep. Birthday. Birthday. Hmm. Hmm. I'm going through a lot right now. Bear with me. I'm going to get back right to my full self. Now that I know I have somebody to actually want to care about myself for. I didn't care about my appearance because I didn't care about being with anybody. And then the next person, I don't know who's going to be next. I know it's going to be overdose, heart attack, roof. And unfortunately, that's probably how my baby's going to pass away. Unfortunately, that's kind of horrible, but she's going to heaven. So, and she's Jesus. Yeah, unfortunately. But I got to see her for the last time. That made my heart smile. And we got to play together. And she had a great time. Nobody was being mean to her. She had chocolate. Imagine knowing that your granddaughter is at home being abused. And then when she comes around you, you're mean as fuck to her. Like she's not already going through a lot of shit at home. Because you hate your fucking self and you hate your fucking life. Imagine that. And God is about to whoop your ass, bitch. You're going to fucking hell. You're going to sit there and marinate on that forever. Mm. Imagine knowing what your fucking granddaughter is going through at home and you still sitting around being fucking mean to her. Like she don't got a lot of shit going through that she's going through at home already. You better be nice to her while you can. And that's what you were representing to me. Separating from what? If I don't separate myself from people who are never going to change, I'm not going to get anywhere. They're going to keep persuading people to motherfucking do evil. And that's how I should have known that God was never going to be able to save Beyonce because she has a penis. And that was a test. And because I wouldn't do that, I passed. And see, they kept failing the test. I was right. That's why everything was going on with everybody. Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion. She sold herself to the devil. Look at that album. It was devil horns. That's why she got shot. That was God. He was trying to warn her. Didn't answer. He said, I called and you didn't answer. You seen you kill your mom and your granny. Mm, going to hell. Hate to break it to you. Mhm. Going to hell. 1501. 1501. 1501. That is a good number because 1 and 1 is 2. 1501. 1 and 1 is 2, and 2 plus 3 is 5. And that's 1501. And that's where she went wrong. She was supposed to stay there. But because she wanted to chase fast fame, she left God. And God would have blessed her even bigger than the little shit that she thinks she got. That's where she went wrong. She supposed to at 1501. Mm-hmm. And that's what I mean by obedience. Let me tell you, everything is important that you do. Everything, down to what you wear, down to what you eat that day, down to everything. And then if he ever gives you an option with two choices, it's like a test. It's like saying like choosing him or the devil. And you have to make the right choice. And if not, you basically are going to hell until you can start making the right choices. Mm. Every time that you do something, like every time that you sit around and you make fun of me and you were talking about me, you are going a level down to hell. It's levels. The lower you go, the worse it is. That's the same with heaven. The higher you go, the better it gets. Right now, I'm on level 2. And it's a pretty good level. So when I get to level 3, that's what he means by 75%. I'm at 85% now. Mm, your experience on earth is heaven or hell. Mm, we're all dead. That's the part you don't understand. We're already dead. Mhm. We just don't know it. We're stuck in the in between. And I'm supposed to guide you to the promised land. We're in the wilderness. That's what that means. We're already dead. We've been dead. I don't know for how long. Yeah, now it's all starting to make sense. I watched that movie with them spirits, that spirit high school shit, and they were dead and they were stuck in the high school and they couldn't be freed until whatever. Yeah, I'm on level 2 right now. Mm. So the more you sin, the lower you go down, which also affects your life, your money, the bad things happening to you, your health. If you break out, if you have acne, whole bunch of shit, that's leprosy. And y'all remember my chest? Remember my chest? That was leprosy. My chest started breaking out in the summertime. That was leprosy. And that's why I was going through all these hardships. Mm. Ugh. I don't got the lungs for that. Yeah, 35%. What does that mean? That's what just flashed. North. Oh, you're telling me which direction to go. North. So you're telling me don't go to New York. What about Florida? Yes. What about Florida? Yes, go tomorrow. Go there. Okay. What's Midwest? What's the Midwest? Missouri? Go to Missouri? I don't know how to ghost. How do you ghost? Isn't it just hitting it until it blinks? Florida? St. Louis? No, don't go to Florida. I was right. I was right. I was right about Florida because every time I went to Florida, I had a bad experience. It's demonic. I've never had fun. You know why Florida is going to happen? Because of Disney World. That's why. That's why. My Disney chain broke on my niece. 5 minutes after I put it, 5 minutes after she put it on, the shit broke. That's what God was telling me. Don't trust them. Mm. That's why they were trying to have me go to Florida. Mm-mm. I'm going to Florida. Disneyland is there. Bitch, doomed. Anything that has any of these demonic shits going is doomed. Florida. That's why Florida had that fucking hurricane so bad and it flooded so bad a couple years ago. That is God. Why do you think they have hurricanes? They probably didn't always have hurricanes. No. Don't I just suck it until it's going north? Two, greed, 35%. Yeah. That was a double entendre. North and north. I know what you're saying. So that'll be the death, the celebrity death. That'll prove that I'm telling the truth. I'm going to see it on the news. She's going to die before any of this happens. The entire Kardashian family has been selling black people for years. That's how they have so much money. All these NBA players that y'all see them with, they're not dating them. They're their slaves. They've been pipping them out, forcing them to do evil shit, threatening to kill them, and all sorts of shit. The Kardashian family, if they even survive these next 3 months, will be in prison. And God will probably put them in prison so that they don't try to run. But even if they do try to run, God said there's nowhere to run. I will get you. I'm right. They're probably going to prison. It's going to be a big RICO case that's about to come. A lot of your favorite celebrities are going to get locked up. And God is only doing that so that they don't run. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that was what I was missing because I had to forgive them, but I did forgive them. You were just waiting for me to say it after my anger, after I found everything out. That's what you were waiting on, for me to forgive them. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. And that's why you say that, to forgive. A lot of time when people sin or do bad things to you, they have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea who you are. Uh-huh. And that's why you say that, because anybody you harm is harming you because you live in all of us. Hmm? That's what you mean by you call and they don't answer. So that's also what you mean by like if you move and you don't talk to your family. But the reason why you know why I wasn't talking to mine because they were making up fucking lies about me. It was for safety. blaming me for shit that they were actually doing, which is so crazy about it. And that's how I'll know when the taco spot is good, when the tortillas are wrapped. And that's why, remember when I went to the Mexican restaurant and I was like, these are the best tacos I've ever had in my life. This because they came from you. I've been eating goddamn human meat and I can taste the difference. It was the best taco I've ever had. Man, I wasn't tripping, nigga. I was eating the motherfuckers. I was like, why does these taste so much different? How? I know what you're saying. Hitting a blinker. I know what you're saying. So basically, you talk in code. You don't know how to speak. That's a real thing. And that's why you talk in code. That is the way you talk. And that's why you send prophets. Because you can't talk. Oh, you can talk, but you can't say many words. That's what you're trying to tell me. You can't say many words. All right, I'll stop doing that. Yeah, everything's fine. Hmm. So lemons are bad. What does lemon represent? I know it has to be something bad. Everything has a bad meaning. And I remember, like, calling a car a lemon is a bad thing. Okay, I heard you. I won't do it again. So all the time you were sending messages from space that you hear me and that you're with me. And so I was right. You're trying to get us home to you. And that's why you made Elon. Okay, thank you. Formerly. But that's not your plan anymore. So you are getting rid of him. And that's why we keep getting two keys, because it's just going to be me and you. Literally. And the kids. And we're going to have to restart. Manifestation 9 4. Mm, that's fine with me. So it's just going to be us. But we are going to have kids. So we're restarting. Man, what? Am I right? I think I'm right because I just seen something yesterday that said that he's going to get rid of everybody. Okay. So we're going to really restart. I was right from scratch to get this shit right or not. Now I feel like it's part of it that I don't understand. Okay. Yeah, everything is fine. I don't know. I know I'm not worried about it. I know that you'll be here regardless. Yes. 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 We're good, good. We're never not good. I think it was just not just lack of communication. I was misunderstanding you, and I think you were misunderstanding me, and that's why we kept getting into it. Because the communication, I wasn't getting what you were saying. I know, yeah. So, oh, you're telling me what people are saying about me. So when you do that, you're just telling me what people are saying about me. Yes, I'm married to God. So that movie that was coming with all those damn Teslas, with all those damn Teslas and the crashes came. This is what we're here. I remember watching that movie. We're here. The rich people already knew this was coming. That's why they've been outside and da 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 and been on tour and shit. This is how they decided they wanted to end. But you were letting me know that you're not ending the world right now. You're just getting rid of a lot of people. So don't want me to panic because I'm safe. So it's just going to be two, and you will make the third. And that's why whatchamacallit stopped writing. She never finished the book. She didn't obey God. She was supposed to finish Twilight. How many of them were there? What were there for? Or maybe she wasn't supposed to finish it. Was there four? There was Twilight, New Moon, Breaking Dawn. Yeah. There was Twilight, New Moon, Breaking Dawn. Was that all of them? I thought there was a fourth. No, but she made the other one into two parts. The movie got made into two parts, which is four. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe she was supposed to do a fifth one because that would be three and two. She didn't obey. We're supposed to find out what happened to Renesmee, but for whatever reason, she didn't continue. I'm trying to think about um Harry Potter. How many Harry Potters was there? That's what Harry Potter represents. We are literally fighting evil and the kids. That's why the kids are important. We really are wizards. We have just been given stuff since before birth to keep us from our powers. That's what all this technology is doing. It's blocking the powers. And this is the city that God never wanted to be made. This is what he meant by the city. He meant United States because the United States was responsible for 99.9% of the corruption on earth. There was already corruption, but it super increased when the United States came. And that's why that was a warning from God. And you guys didn't listen. The first family that was ever born, the first white family, and yes, white people are the antichrist. That's why there's two colors. You're either black or you're white. And if you're white, you have no melanin, which means you didn't come from God. You are the antichrist. That's why you have no pigment. You think that motherfuckers back in the day and it was hot as hell and motherfuckers was white? No, that's leprosy. There's something wrong with you. Literally. That's why God wanted to keep us segregated for all those years. You fucking corrupted us. That's why. That's why Martin Luther King died. Because he was helping them bring us together to break segregation. God wanted to keep us segregated. They're the fucking antichrist. That's the vampires. That's what started this fucking meat eating shit. Black people were not even meant to eat meat. We didn't eat meat in Africa. Cut that nigga off. Manipulator. A liar. Tell you shit you want to hear. That's why. And that's why people that you see that are in interracial relationships, demonic. That is not what God wanted. That's why Chinese people speak Chinese because they're supposed to be dating Chinese people. And that's why Africans speak African because they're supposed to be dating African people. And that's why French people speak French because they're supposed to be dating French people. That's why God separated us. And we just still decided to do what the fuck we wanted to do. Why do you think that it was so hard to travel back in the day? Because he didn't want you to travel. Why do you think? Why do you think that motherfuckers had to get on ships and that shit took 89 days? Because he wanted it to discourage you. So that you stay your ass at home where he wanted you to be. We were never supposed to meant to be able to motherfucking travel to Japan in 4 hours and get to Vegas. That was never supposed to happen. When they started making cars, is when the world was starting to go to destruction. Literally. Once now you have cars, now everybody want to get cars. And now people are willing to do anything in the world to get a fucking car. And that's how they started it. So that time when I was in the Y and that school shooting happened, that was what you were doing. You were getting revenge for them being mean to me. YMCA 4. I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to God. Mm. Hi. So yeah. And that's what he was telling me. He's sending a spirit. That's why he called me to fast. He's sending a spirit. Mexico. That's why I got tacos. And that's why you showed me New Mexico. You're telling me who's being hit Friday. Today is Friday. So shit's not just going to start happening here. For the next 3 months, shit's going to be happening everywhere. And that's how you're going to know that. That's how you're going to prove that you're real. It's going to be so chaotic that it's not going to be explainable. Mm. That's why you had me pack my helmet. It's about to get. And that's why when I was at that job and that tornado came, you were showing me warnings. And I wasn't scared at all. I was sitting in the break room trying to eat my motherfucking meal. That's why. So you were sending me to all these jobs to show me the corruption that were going on inside of them so that I would understand why you were going to do what you were going to do. That's what you were having me doing. You were having me, basically, I was undercover the whole time. You were showing me the corruption everywhere. Yeah, I know I'm right. I can hear you. Oh, the fire truck came that second time. I remember. I was up and I was looking out the window. The alarm didn't go off, but they pulled out in front of the fucking mission while I was in the chapel. I remember seeing it again. I'm like, who the fuck pulled the fire alarm again? Hi. Shit crazy. I'm just happy I have God. That's exactly why. The more friends you have, that's probably not a good thing. Because that means you're distracted from God. And every time I hung out with a lot of people, I didn't have any time for God. The more people that you hang out with, the more you surround yourself, unless they're of godly people, that's a difference. If you are around godly people, chances are, what are the conversations you're going to be having? Godly conversations. You're probably going to be talking about them. So that's okay. That's crazy. So this whole time when people were harassing me, they were harassing my baby just as well. So she's been getting bullied too. 30. Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. You know you're a fucked up person if you're mean to kids that have nothing just because you don't like an adult. There's a lot of you. There's a lot of you who, if I seen you, I would beat the fuck out of you, but I would still never be mean to your kids. They don't have shit to do with it. I would beat the fuck out of you and give your kid a fucking lollipop and apologize. I'm sorry you had to see your mom get her ass whooped. She's a bad person. That's how you know who's demonic or not. If you don't have no type of empathy for children, that says everything about you. You're demonic. And that's why I say how you treat children is important because God is always watching. You think you're getting away with that shit. No, you're not. And the reason why he lets you take it so far is because when he punishes you, he doesn't want to feel guilty. That's why he let her go through so much abuse because the revenge that he was going to get is going to be so crazy that it's not even going to matter. And then as a mom, you have to ask yourself, why the fuck do I keep raising fucking child predators? That shit says a lot about your fucking parenting. Why does every fucking kid around me get molested? That tells you everything you need to know. I was right. And that's why my uncle Tony died. He was the fucking family pedophile. That's why all them niggas had kids young. They were being fucking molested. You don't end up being fucking hypersexual for no reason. That's why all her motherfucking kids. And that's why. And guess who it probably was. And that's why that nigga had fucking Alzheimer's. The daddy. I'd be right. I know. Tony was the motherfucking child. Yes, Tony was the motherfucking pedophile. He was touching everybody. Everybody. That's why my grandma wouldn't let me go to that fucking party. That was God. Tony had a party at his house. I wasn't allowed to go. And Tony used to make me very uncomfortable. He used to give me this look. And I got in trouble for sitting on his lap before. But I didn't think that he was a fucking pedophile. He was my uncle. So many secrets, so many secrets. So every time that I was sending those deliveries to the wrong place, it wasn't that it was the wrong place. Something happened. I just didn't know. And that's why you made me see my cousin Denasia. Her time is coming. Haven't seen her in years. So everybody that you're putting me around, their time is coming. I'm just trying to think. I know shit's been, and then my brother called today, and my brother asked for some money. That was God. That was God testing her. And she failed again. He was trying to make her pay her tithes before she passes away to give her one more chance. She failed again. The first test, the pool. She was supposed to put Maya in that pool. Failed the test again, thinking you being hateful. Every toy that I ever bought her that got thrown away, you were throwing away gifts from God. And all them motherfucking trash jokes, nigga, that's God telling you, bitch, he's throwing you in the trash. You have no idea what's going on. He's telling you that he's throwing you in the trash. You're garbage. That's why Maya opened the trash can and said, look what's in there. Fucking psychopath. I knew something was wrong with that bitch. Who the fuck sits there all day and watches somebody and been doing it for years? You have wasted 3 years of your life doing absolutely nothing, all to go to fucking hell. Knew something was wrong with that bitch. You're mentally fucking ill. There's something wrong with you. There won't even be a funeral. You're not even getting the funeral. Do you know how bad that is? Was another test. That time when I called you and I said, and I asked you to come and live with you, that was a test from God and you failed it. Motherfucking crackhead, child molester, a fucking protector, devil worshiper, demon seller, and you sold your motherfucking soul and you sitting on the phone and have the audacity to talk about who's made mistakes. Doing good. Karma's finally here. I've been waiting on this for 3 years. I knew it. How she was acting and everything. I knew God was on her ass. You can lie to everybody else, but you can't lie to God. You can create false narratives. You can tell stories. You can make shit up, but you can't lie to God. That's why I was never worried. Give a fuck about your opinion. Who the fuck are you? A nobody. I know. I could tell. When still on your last days, you still are prideful. And that's why what God is going to do to you and where you're going to go and how you're going to live is going to be so terrible that your house and your car and how you lived on earth will not reflect anything. You should have been poor. Every time you sin, he sends you deeper to hell. Baby, you're deep. 70, that's about 70 floors down. That's far. That's why you have no comfort. That's why you have no peace. He's attacking your mind and your peace right now. That's why you going through what you going through and you feel how you feel. That's God. That's why you have no peace and you uncomfortable. Mm, see ya. Wouldn't want to be ya ever. Didn't even fucking graduate high school and gonna talk about somebody going to college. Well, bitch, you didn't even graduate high school, which is the easiest thing on earth to graduate, especially when your ass was in school. Shit wasn't even hard. You had to show up and write your fucking name, and you still couldn't do that. So how the fuck are you gonna talk about somebody who actually graduated and went to college 3 times? You didn't even get accepted once. You didn't even get your fucking GED. The audacity. You just mad because you ruined your fucking life and you had kids at a young age and you had to take care of them. That's why you hate on me. Want no motherfucking kids? I'm broke. Well, I'm not broke, but at the time. Motherfucking jealous of you. You fucking struggling. Your kids is barely making it. You're living paycheck to paycheck. Who the fuck is jealous of you? You're not even married. Who the fuck is jealous of you? You hate your life. That's why these motherfucking kids is getting beat on. Because you hate your life. Bitch don't even got a fucking driver's license trying to tell me about my life. You ain't did shit ever. The only reason why you had an apartment is because of my brother. You wouldn't have never got one on your own. Can't even keep a fucking job. Your time is coming, bitch. You have hours. No, it already happened. Knew I didn't like that hoe. I had to start trusting my gut. When something's off and something don't feel right, that's discernment. That's God. And that's why they created cell phones. So that pedophiles could spy on your kids. That's why they can see them when they bathe. That's why everything is a smartphone, smart TV. It's a way to fucking be a pedophile and watch your kids all day. When your kids are being molested, it's them and they're watching it. That's why God is so mad. All for some motherfucking money that is not going to get you nowhere in heaven. I'm talking to God. Twenty-seven, 9, 3. Thank you. I'm praying for all y'all too. especially the innocent people that haven't been doing anything. Because it's pretty fucked up that they have to be a part of this and they didn't do anything at all. But I don't believe that that would be true because thoughts. Just because somebody don't post something don't mean they've been having bad thoughts. Yeah, your thoughts can get your ass in trouble too. So that's why when you were showing me in Germany and they started like boycotting him, that's why. And that shit, that humiliation shit that happened to Janet Jackson, you did that shit. When her titty popped out on TV, that was a clear grab. Anybody could see that that shit was on purpose. So that's what happened to Michael. So I was right. And he was doing that shit. I already know. Look at him. That's why he fucking look at how what God did to him. Look at the surgeries. His life was falling apart. You could tell. He kept getting botched. His hair, there was everything. He had no peace at all because he wasn't obeying. Had he obeyed you, he would have had peace. But because he didn't, he had no peace. He was definitely on Epstein Island. He has pictures there. So you will allow, so this is what the test is. You allow us to go through suffering at a young age, and then you test us when we get older to see if we're going to do the same thing that happened to us or are we going to be better. Yeah, I know. So that movie that you had me watch, remember when it was like when you go outside and you breathe the air and you start dying? That was the spirit. You were showing the spirit of what was going on and why so many deaths were going and happening. You were sending the spirit. You've been sending the spirit. These motherfuckers just didn't care. You were trying to warn them. And that is why you sent HIV. That was the first thing that you sent. Well, you probably sent multiple things, but that was the big one that was supposed to stop them. But they decided to just spread it to everybody. And so Left Eye obeyed you. So you sent her home to you because she obeyed. That's why she left and she went to Honduras and everybody said she was crazy. Oh no, she wasn't crazy. You healed her, but she had to be healed of leprosy before she could come home, or she was going to go to hell. That's why you sent her. And as soon as she healed, you brought her home. So you do really want me to stop vaping or not? Yes, I'm good. I have two vapes though, and two represents me would be the third, which would mean it would be okay. But I'm supposed to buy it in twos or threes, but never one, right? And that's why I've been smoking Norse. And they've been trying to make fun of me for smoking Norse. But that's why I've been smoking Norse. And then when I had the North and I tried the coffee one, it had the money on it. So they knew that this time was coming. So basically, they were just trying to kill as many people as they can and make as much money as they can before the time came. Hmm. So I was right. And that's why you wanted a 30-minute video. You were trying to tell me that it was okay, that it was you. And that's why I was always your favorite, because I used to talk to you every night before I go to bed, and I used to always make sure I said my prayers every night when I was going through a lot as a kid. And I used to have nightmares, and that's true. And every time I would have nightmares and I would pray and my nightmares would go away. And I'm assuming that nightmares are really these niggas. We just don't know what it is because we're kids. And that's why I used to have sleep paralysis all the time. I really was astral projecting. I was going through other dimensions. And that's why I was attracting so many demons. So aliens are definitely real. They're just not what we think they are. which I was right about that. Yeah. And you were the person that was asking me to sleep on live. You used to like when I used to sleep on live because I used to talk to you a lot. I just didn't know I was talking to you. So God is really the only way. If life is whooping your ass, the only way to get through it is to go to God. And even though it might be whooping your ass, He'll fix it. You just have to have faith. God is the only way for anything, your finances, your beauty, your weight, everything. Damn, like I kind of want to go smoke. I gotta put some clothes on though. I might, oh, no, I'm fine. It is a nice rooftop though. I might put some clothes on and go out there. It's nice. So this whole time I was never fucking crazy. I just didn't know I was talking to God. I knew what the evil shit was going on, and I knew they could hear me. But I know you could hear me. I mean, I knew you could hear me. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Okay. Like no more smoking at all. Like no weed or nothing. I don't mind. Shit. I obey. I just was like, trying to figure out how to deal with all the anxiety and stress of everything that was going on. Like, it was like, okay. Like, it was like, okay. Okay. And that's what you meant by treacherous twins. We are a lot alike. It's crazy because you probably never found anybody that was like you as well. All this time. Nigga, how old is you? That's what you meant by age difference. Yeah, there's a big ass age difference. God damn it. The thousands of years. That's hilarious. 38. What does that mean? That something's gonna happen at 38? All right. All right, I love you. Good night. Well, not good night, but I love you, and I'm about to end this. Bye. I don't love you back. Jackson. Oh, Jackson. Oh, that's the devil. I don't give a fuck. Oh, that's the devil. All right, I'm getting off.